I wanted to welcome you all to the second edition of the Eye on Earth Summit 2015. This summit would not have been possible without the support of His Highness the President of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Sultan. He's been, as you all know, a visionary in the establishment of a GZ and consequently the establishment of the Eye on Earth. And his support for environmental work, as you all know, both locally, regionally, and internationally, is what continues to drive us and continues to fire the momentum in environmental work. The other message is that, we talk about data and we talk about information, and apart from the fact that it might confuse everyone, we are here because we really believe in concrete action. And from the last summit, we are very proud to say that there is specific action on the ground in the context or in the shape of initiatives that if I would like to invite you to visit those initiatives. We're moving away from just theoretical speaking to more concrete action on the ground.
Today I think is beginning to resonate not only because of the enormous technological advance and also the availability of science, but also because we find ourselves as a profession and as a group of experts increasingly being looked to by those who are trying to think and imagine what will our countries, economies, societies look like 20 to 30 years down the line. We are now 7 billion people. In another 30, 40 years we'll be maybe 9 or 10 billion people. And as we meet here in the year 2015, at the United Nations last week in New York, the world has just committed itself to a new pathway towards sustainable development. All countries, universal, adopting the same sustainable development goals, and essentially recognizing that the notion that economic development at the expense of environment or social equity is not a recipe for success. It is actually increasingly a challenge. And we in the United Nations Environment Programme view ourselves as a proud partner in this alliance, and in part also as an expression of a United Nations system that with this new agenda, this 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, will be challenged as never before to be a vehicle, a partner, sometimes a catalyst for making data become an empowering driver for new ways of thinking about development in the future. And let me end by saying that this is not just, the universe of the brightest, most brilliant scientists. It's actually at the other end of the spectrum an extraordinary opportunity, the notion of citizen science that you will hear time and again being spoken to here this week.
We are very happy to be part of the Alliance. We are an intergovernmental organization with 99 member states and participating organizations. And we have one primary goal, and that is to ensure that Earth observations inform policy decisions. So you can think about that vision being upstream of the hundreds of thousands of policy decisions that are made on a daily basis at all different levels of government. And so for us, being part of the Alliance, expands the ecosystem, expands this organization across the entire value chain. While we may be upstream, linking these Earth observations together, we really need all the other partners who are oftentimes much closer to the ground with the actual uptake of these Earth observations. So when we talk about Earth observations, it's any observations in, on, or around the Earth. A lot of people think it's just space-based observations, but those ground-based measurements, those marine-based measurements are every bit as important. The ecosystem measurements, so when you think of the other partners in the Alliance, these are all uptake of these Earth observations.
1 in 3 children under the age of 5 in this world are still not registered. That means they don't officially exist. If you're not officially a citizen, it's hard to access things like immunization and healthcare in schools. So a lot of counting to do, and if you think about FedEx, they're able to track a package in near real time around the globe. And even Global Forest Watch now can spot a forest deforesting as it happens. So why can't we do a better job, of counting the world's children?